Hello and welcome back to the channel. As you can see in the background behind me, the game is currently loading up. Football Manager 2022 is here. The beta is out and I can't wait to get started. As you'll know from the title already, I am going to be taking charge of Inter Milan in my beta save. They have lost some key players in the past transfer window. Yes, they won Serie A last season, but quite a few key players have gone since then. So we'll be taking charge of them, trying to get them to hopefully win some league titles, possibly a Champions League as well. We'll see how far we get up until the full release of the game. Before we get into things, as you can see here, we've got my little manager character that I still need to create. If you want to continue to see this content, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button to let me know that you're enjoying it as well, and feel free to leave a comment down below. Let me know who you're going to be taking charge of in your first save on the beta version of the game. But without any further ado, let's get into the creation of the manager, which I think has had some overhaul in this year's game. So I've completed all the personal info, but this is a new section of the managerial creation suite, I guess. It's a slider where you can choose your skin tone, basically, which I think is a pretty good idea. You've got little guides at the top. I'm pretty pasty, so I'll probably go somewhere around here, I think. That might be a bit kind. Yeah, we'll go with that one. I'm quite pasty, although the lighting doesn't seem to show. Well, it sort of does here. It's very, very white, but we'll go with that one. There's also a slider for body type as well. So, I mean, I'm a little bit fat, but I'm not that fat. We'll go about there, I think, for body type. There's also extra hairstyles available. I don't want to spend too long in the managerial suite. I feel like I am spending a bit of time on it, but that's the hairstyle we're going for. A dark brown colour, obviously. These eyebrows are a bit disconcerting. What's going on with these? They look drawn on. I'm not sure which one I want to choose here. We'll go with them ones, but I'm still not 100%. Right, now we come to the attire, the important bit. What sort of manager do I want to be on the touchline at the San Siro with Inter Milan? And I feel like I'm going to be a shirt no tie kind of guy this save. So we'll choose our shirt color and everything. I feel like we should go with the blue and black of Inter Milan, really. Maybe a different blue. That blue, that's quite a garish blue, but we'll go with that one. We have some green shoes. We're going to go for some white shoes, I think. Oh, it's not really worked. Well, they've got gold. Have they got gold on their badge? I feel like they've got gold on their badge. We get a goldish colour. It's quite orange. Yeah, it looks a bit brown, but it'll do. Time to start a new game, and we are not going to be in England. As I said, we are going to be in Italy with Internazionale. Now it's time to choose our managerial style, and it's not really changed much from last year's game, but we're obviously going to suggest a badge based on Inter and suggest playing experience based on Inter, just to give us a bit of a head start, I guess. Don't want to make things too tough for us. In terms of all these, I don't think I'm going to change any of the attributes. I'll just keep them the way they are, and we'll get into it. So here we have the news item. We have been hired as manager of FC Internazionale Milano, or to you and me, Inter, and it's only a 28.5 grand per year deal. Not very much, but I guess I am inexperienced, kind of. Replacing previous manager Simone Inzaghi. Now this shows how much I don't follow Italian football. I didn't even know he was their manager. And here's the usual little club overview screen. Obviously we won Serie A last season. They're probably going to be wanting to do the same thing again. I don't think this doesn't tell me what the expectations are at this stage, but the media prediction is second, so we're expected to do pretty well. I haven't done the name fix for Juve yet. We'll do that at some point in the future. They're still called Zebra. Pretty decent transfer budget, 17.1 million. See what I can do with that. I need to have a look at the squad as well. I'm not sure what players we've got. One player I know we do have is Lautaro Martinez, who is obviously a pretty decent striking option. We'll have to have a look at the squad, which is what we'll do in this episode. So this episode is basically just going to be an introduction to the squad, an introduction to life as manager of Inter, and then in the next episode we'll have our first game of the season, and we'll go through any transfer dealings that we do in the meantime. So there we go. This is the best 11 apparently, according to the coaching staff. So Handanovic, I know of him in goal. We've got Bastoni, De Vrij, and Skriniar in defence. Darmian and Perisic as the full-backs, or the wing-backs, I should say. Vidal, Brozovic, and Barella in midfield, and then Edin Dzeko and Lautaro Martinez up front. Edin Dzeko must be some age now. He's like 35 or something. Yeah, 35 years old. That's a good guess. So Handanovic is the captain. He's 37 years old. It's quite old even for a goalkeeper. Bastoni's 22-year-old Italian. Looks pretty decent. De Vries, heard of him. He's getting on a bit as well, but not too old. So I don't think have they got an aging side? I don't think they have. A 26-year-old centre back there. Skriniar, Darmian's 31. That's getting there. Perisic 32 as well. I feel like it's a nice mix of youth and experience in the best 11 that the coach and staff have picked out there. In terms of transfer obligations, we've got an incoming of Joaquin Correa from Lazio. He's joining on the 1st of July 2022. Oh, he's loaned from Lazio, so he's already here. He looks pretty good, to be fair. Dribbling at 17 is nice. First touch of 16 is good as well. A flair player, to say the least, with his 17 flair. We've got some pretty interesting loans as well. Obviously, Correa we've been through. Shashini is 18 years old. There's quite a few youth players being loaned in. I'm not sure what the reason for that is, but I'm sure we'll find out. Lots of players out on loan too. I don't think there's any that are particularly standing out to me as being well known and ones that we need to get back into the side. Now, club culture, so they expect us, they being the board, that's to sign high reputation players, sign players from domestic rivals, sign Italian players, and sign players under the age of 19 for the future. I feel like we can do all of those things. We've got a 17 million transfer budget. That's probably not going to get too high a reputation player in this transfer window, but we'll have to see how we get on. There's no time limit on this series as a whole. It's going to end when the full game comes out, so however long we get to go through the life as Inter manager is however long we'll get. Because that made sense. But if we look at the 5-year plan, so they want to build a new stadium, maintain the club's global reputation, and work within the wage budget, all reasonable asks there. By the end of the current season, we are expected to qualify for the European Champions Cup. That's fine. I'm just glad they're not expecting us to win the title this season. Reach the final of the Italian Cup. They don't regard the Super Cup as important, and to reach the first knockout round of the Champions League. So that's not asking too much, I don't think. I feel like all of that should be achievable for this Inter side. By the end of next season, they do expect us to challenge for the Serie A title, and then the following season to reach the latter stages of the Champions League whilst maintaining a title challenge. So I'm pretty happy with all of those. Now, my save last year was it was a journeyman save, and I've had mixed success with one team saves. So I've managed Everton in the past and Napoli in the past and not done well. But then I had quite a long save with Alessandria, who are originally in the 3rd tier of Italian football. So hopefully this one is going to go more towards that and not towards the Everton and Napoli saves where I got sacked in, I think it was maybe like February of the season, the first season. Not great. So we'll just go through these little news items, see if there's anything new. So we've got the players that are in the last year of their contract here. A few of these I might want to get rid of, to be fair. We've got Brozovic is a good 4-star player. Handanovic, of course, is our captain and our first choice goalkeeper at the minute. A lot of old players here that we do probably need to get off the books. Kolarov, 35 years old, man. There's lots of 30-year-olds in here. Cordaz, another 38-year-old goalkeeper. Do we really need 2 aging goalkeepers in the squad? I doubt it. So I think a few of these could be getting moved on. Need to see what the depth is like in the squad, really, in terms of moving on players such as Vidal or even Perisic and, well, Brozovic is fine, but Handanovic, we could probably do with getting a replacement for him, a younger replacement. Need to have a look at the youth squad for that. Now, I will be changing the tactic more than likely, but we'll create one now just to see what the assistant is going to suggest for us. Obviously, you get, if you've not played the game before or you've not played it for a while, you get little thumbs up icons here when you're choosing your tactics. These are the ones that your assistant thinks are the best options for you to go with. So we've got Gegenpress. Don't really want to do that. That tires the players out to no end. We've got Route 1 and we've got Fluid Counter-Attack. I'm not a fan of any of them, really. We'll go Fluid Counter-Attack. I'm going to create several formations and tactics anyway, just for the different teams that we face, and we'll be tweaking as we go as well. Now we need to choose a formation. We'll go with whatever they tell us to go with, which is a 4-3-3 DM wide. It's interesting. So we've got 2 centre midfielders, a defensive midfielder, 2 wingers, and an attacker with wing backs as well. So that, yeah, I could see how that could work. And then if we just have a look at who it's saying we should choose, I should probably have a look at the squad before I do this, actually. So we'll take a look at the squad. Here we go. We'll have a look at a report view if we can, and we'll see who our star players are. So these are the main players at Inter, according to the star rating. So Milan Skriniar at centre-back, Nicolo Barella at centre midfield, Stefan de Vrij at centre-back, Brozovic at centre midfield, Lautaro Martinez, as we know, at striker, Bastoni at centre-back. So we could play 3 at the back, given our strength and depth in that position. And Handanovic is, of course, our number 1 goalkeeper, age 37, still somehow 3.5 stars. But like I said, we will have to look into possibly getting rid of him. We do have Alexis Sanchez as well. There's plenty of well-known names in this team. It's just the fact that a lot of the more well-known names, for me anyway, are getting on a bit. Let's just see what the assistant recommends as our strongest starting lineup with this formation. What I'm seeing from this, if this is our strongest lineup, we have some work to do. So Denzel Dumfries I feel like he's a new signing. Did they just sign him recently from PSV? Yeah, they did. So he's a new signing. I feel like he's better than 2.5 stars. That must just be the rule I've got him. It's not. He's only 2.5 stars. Okay. Well, I'd be wanting to get better right back and left back in, to be honest, and maybe someone in to replace Alexis Sanchez at right wing. But we'll have to see what we can do in the transfer market. With it said 17 million, so I'm hoping it is actually 17 million. Yeah, 17 million to play with. Not much left on the wage budget. Not much at all, actually. 22 grand. So we'll have to look at possibly moving a few of those players on who are getting towards the end of their career. I'm just going to accept the current vision, I think, for that. Don't need to go into any more detail. What I want to know is where all that money from the sale of Lukaku and the sale of Achraf Hakimi has gone. They sold £170 million worth of players, bought £29 million worth of players. That's 140 million that's gone somewhere that we're not seeing. Are Inter in financial difficulties? It says their status is secure. That's a bit odd, bit odd. But we'll work with the budgets that we've been given, and we'll take a look now at we should probably look at. We've looked at the board expectations, so we should probably look at the schedule to see what games we've got coming up. I have got an intra-squad friendly arranged for our first game in charge. We've got an interesting and difficult first pre-season friendly arranged against our rivals, AC Milan. But at the start of the season, we've got Verona as our opening game. So we will come back next episode with the opening 2 games of the Serie A season against Verona and Empoli. We'll probably have made some changes to the squad, and there'll be a few outgoings as well. Tactical changes. I'll choose my tactics for the season as well. If you've enjoyed this episode, I hope you have. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to get all my content when it comes out. Hit the notification bell to stay notified, and I'll see you next time.